They called her the Iron Lady of Madagascar, Queen Ranavalona I. She was feared by enemies, but she was loved by her people. Then the day came, a quiet morning in 1861. Queen Ranavalona I could not defy death. But history says she was not buried for more than 3 decades. How is this possible? I am Joana. I uncover Africa's untold stories and help you heal through storytelling. So today we are going to explore the story of this Iron Lady of Madagascar. It's going to be a 3-part video. Let's go back to 1861 in Antananarivo. Hey, I don't know if I pronounced that one well now. The capital city of Madagascar. For over 4 decades, a queen ruled, the Iron Lady, Queen Ranavalona I. She was not the favorite ruler of, from the perspective of the European colonies, because she did not allow them to exploit her people. She wanted to protect and preserve their culture. She banned European missionaries. That meant defying Europe. And she protected her island from colonization. For over 4 decades, she ruled with independence, fierce independence. Then, on August 16th, 1861, history says she passed away. With her great influence in shaping and protecting her kingdom, especially against colonizers, her people wanted to honor her with like a great befitting burial, right? So soon after her death, they sent like a word around the Marina Kingdom. The queen will be buried at Ambohimanga. Hey, that one is hard to pronounce. The most sacred of the royal hills, a place for ancestors and kings. So messengers, they rode out into the villages. Drums echoed across the valleys, and her subjects began the long journey to pay their respect. Now, by late August 1861, the royal towns of Ambohimanga were alive with mourning. Thousands gathered as this sacred ritual of passing began. Hundreds of zebu, that one, you see I pronounce it like an Edoga zebu. Hundreds of zebu. Zebu, these are prize cattle of Madagascar. They were gathered and preparations to sacrifice them began. As part of the sacrifice ceremony, the cattle meat will be slaughtered, prayed, and shared among the people in the final offering to represent abundance and unity. They wrapped the queen's body in fine cloth and placed it in a special coffin. Some said the coffin gleamed like silver. They are made out of like tiny metal plates, as I think then it was like a unit of currency, like what we know now as coins. So they said her coffin was made out of this silver plate, and it glittered and it symbolized her wealth. So if this is true, me, I'm just wondering, maybe this is, contributed to the material reason why it took over 3 decades to bury her, but it didn't really take over 3 decades to bury her. Well, I'm speculating about that material reason. Now, as drums pounded and songs rose, people made sacrifices, and the passing was deeply mourned through celebration. While they were organizing this burial, while they were mourning, while they were celebrating her passing, a loud blast shattered the peace of that funeral. It was a loud explosion, very large explosion. So many people that were mourning, that were there, they got injured. This is only the beginning of Queen Ranavalona I's story. Trust me, it's going to get really weird in part 2. Why did it take 3 decades to bury her? Did it even take 3 decades to bury this queen? Join me on Joana as we explore Africa's untold stories.